Svensson. The tackle then from Parker. Ludwig Bark caught it two minds there. And Bartlett could be through here. This is Sean Bartlett with a side of goal. Good block. In goes Parker. And a flying save to punch it away then from Paul Jones. Parker in the thick of the action. This was the effort from Bartlett, then the follow-up from Parker. He almost poked it past Paul Jones, the Welsh international, keeping goal for Southampton today. Here's James Beattie. He's been a continual threat to Charlton today, as he is again here. Oh, what a stop then by Kiley. He says he doesn't want to play for the Republic of Ireland anymore. He certainly does for Charlton. And the deflection, Beattie shot, it was off Ortrod there, Beattie's front-running partner. Really venomous strike too from Beattie. Klaus Jensen. This is Parker. Off an amazing run, still Parker, might go all the way! He has! Oh, what a goal! Well, he's had a fantastic season for Charlton. And that epitomises really what he's all about. One of the nominations for the PFA Young Player of the Year. And no wonder with this kind of form. It's a dazzling run by Parker. No defender can get to him. And he's guided it beautifully into the corner. Beyond Jones. It's a great goal from Scott Parker. Jensen, who played his part in the build-up, but from here on it was all about Parker. Look at his control here. Right into the corner, to the delight of Alan Kerbishley. Here's Jensen with the free kick clipped in, and it's Lisby's header, and it's 2 for Charlton. Just 4 minutes into the second half, and they have doubled their advantage. A really neat flick on then by Lisby. Jensen, who clipped it in so invitingly, and Jones couldn't reach it. Some static and nervous defending by Southampton. It's Ewell, and now Fortune, who suddenly popped up on the scene and almost scored 2 and would have done so but for the reflexes of Jones. Some nifty footwork from John Fortune. Here's James Beattie, good strike, and they've got one back with a minute to go.
looking to get a shot in. Robinson will! Player that he scored against Manchester City, a very similar sort of position. Andy Hunt, whose excellent chest down led to the opportunity. Robinson didn't quite get hold of him. Great anticipation. What an excellent opportunity this is for Charlton. Over the top, Kinsella, and the shot from Jensen kicked off the line quite magnificently. What a fantastic volleyed save off the line that was. Was it Dean Richards again? Hoddle is right to the edge of his technical box, passing on instructions. Oakley. Now Steve Brown has already been booked. And Charlton, are they about to lose another centre-half sent off? Carl Tyler was sent off at Everton. That was the match before last. I think the referee's going to his pocket. Mark Kinsella is pleading his case, but Brown is off. Well, this is the incident. Brown actually comes in from the side. Well, if contact was there, it wasn't as strong as Ugo Rosser is making out, surely. There's once again. There's Cashlul. And Pahars! Well, Kylie managed to get both hands to it, but he couldn't keep it out of the back of the net. And Marion Pahars has his third goal of the season. Kinsella, Hunt onto Johansson! Well, they really do deserve to be level, Charlton. And the signing from Rangers, with his first goal for the club, make sure that they are level. Andy Hunt with the flick on, and Johansson brings it down well, evades the challenge of Lundekvam, and scores. Beattie can pick it up for Southampton. Tessum, it was a very, very needed block by Andy Todd, but they've given it away. Charlton, here's Tessum! Great save by Dean Kiley. Authors of their own misfortune there, Charlton. They had the chance to clear it and they didn't.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, I'm here alongside Sonny Carey, scaling new heights here in an interview that you'll get to see very, very soon. Sonny, just quickly though, let's reflect on what an amazing start to your Charlton career. Back-to-back Player of the Month awards, voted for by the fans. That must make you feel on cloud nine.
Yeah, it does. You know, very, very appreciative for those awards. You know, they're really good to get recognition from the fans. You know, the people who come down and support us week in, week out. So yeah, it was very, very good, and I felt very proud when I got those.
You've started every game in the Championship under Nathan Jones, and amongst all of those starts as well, played in slightly different roles and different formations. You've showed such versatility. How much are you enjoying playing under the manager?
Yeah, I think I've said before in a previous interview, this is, you know, the happiest I've been in my career, the most I've enjoyed my football. You know, the training day in, day out, like you said, playing in every game in a few different positions. But, you know, as long as I'm playing, it doesn't, you know, bother me what position. I'll give 110% wherever I'm playing. The
guys in the studio will certainly know as well, when a player is happy, that is reflected on the pitch. And I'm sure one of the happiest moments so far, and there've been a fair few in the Charlton shirt already, was when you scored the goal of the month against Ipswich. A Norwich City boy scoring with all your friends and family there. Talk us through the goal and the moment it hit the back of the net.
Yeah, that was a great moment up there. I've had a few good moments this year, but that's right up there for me. Yeah, I just remember, I think the ball had gone long and I got knocked down, and I've sort of you can see on the video, I've checked to see if there was anyone there, and I was by myself. It was just me, and I think Chaz was up there. I just thought I'm just going to go at him, and that was the one thing in my mind when I realised that it was me by myself. I just thought I'm going to go at him, try and as I'm sure everyone knows, I love to shoot, so I thought I'm going to try and shift it, one way, get a shot off, and then like you said, having all my family, my mum, dad there, all my my auntie, my uncle, they were there as well, so it was a great moment.
It was poetry in motion, and what made it even more special was our cameras caught you celebrating with the crowd, but if you're scanning closely, your mum is right there looking, beaming with pride, and I understand that she's captured that moment and it lives proudly at home.
It is, yep. I got a message, I think 2 or 3 days after. She sent me a photo. She's got it on a canvas in the wall. But yeah, it was, those moments are priceless. That's why we play football. For moments like that, it was a great team performance. To win 3-0 away at Ipswich. Not many teams, do that to them, and to have all my family there and my mum and dad involved in celebrations, it was unbelievable.
Proud parents and a proud fan base. They're loving you, thriving in red and white, and we just spotted the Valley out there.
We did, yeah.
And it's going to be packed on Saturday for the visit of Southampton. Huge club, going to be tough opposition, but I imagine it's the kind of challenge that you and the boys are relishing, especially after the international break.
Yeah, definitely. I've said before, there's no easy games in the Championship. You look at all the teams in the league, none of them are easy. They're all tough, and I think Southampton, I think they just got rid of their manager, so they're going to be full of energy and things like that. But you said, we're going to have a big crowd over there at the weekend, and we're all looking forward to it.
It's set to be our biggest in the Championship so far. So as if anyone needs any encouragement to buy a ticket, what words would you say to them to make sure that they're there?
Be there.
Good evening and welcome to the Valley for a night under the lights in the Under-21s Premier League Cup as Charlton Athletic prepare to host Ipswich Town. The young Addicts have gotten off to a pretty flawless start in this group stage of the competition. 2 wins in 2. They prepare to take on an in-form Ipswich outfit who've played just once in the Premier League Cup so far, drawing against Preston. Charlton sit top of Group C, hopeful tonight to add to their points tally at the summit. And the teams, led out by referee Lewis Sando, make their way out on to the field of play. Chris Solly makes 3 changes to the team who narrowly lost to Hanwell in the London Senior Cup. Deontay Davis, Sam Washington, Amoa and Bradley Tago all start in an 11 that lines up as follows. In goal is McLeod, back 4 of Davies, Captain Hunter, Josh Langaretta-Boa and Ethan Brown in midfield, Amissa, Enslin and Amoa, with Tago on one flank, Reed on the other, and the line led by Charlton Athletics number 9, Patrick Casey. And you can see as the 2 teams line up, both are in their customary home kits. Charlton Athletic playing in the red tops with white shorts and red socks. Ipswich in the blue tops and socks with white shorts. And this is an especially young Charlton Athletic starting lineup. 3 players in the under-18s. That is a result of a mixture of injuries, but also under-21s players being called up into the first team. Henry Ryler and Emmanuel Soloza both hobbled off in the game against Brentford, both unable to participate this evening. Of course, there are a number of players out on loan, including Mika Mbik, who is currently away on international duty representing his country for the first time. Mika managed to produce an assist on debut for England's under-21s. Yet another young academy product doing the football club proud. Mason Hunter captains the Addicts, yet again plays a very important role in the heart of Charlton's defence. Finley Barbrook is the captain for our visitors. And a player to keep an eye on in blue is their number 9, Jamie Morg. He scored twice in the match in this competition against Preston, and he's a player that I'm sure our captain will be keeping close tabs on as the 90 minutes unfolds. And it's Charlton who will kickstart us this evening. Kai Enslin stands over the ball. And you really can't beat midweek football here at the Valley. No matter the occasion, under the lights here, it's always an occasion to enjoy, and it's a pleasure to have your company on Charlton TV for this one. We do have fans over on the far side looking to see some of Charlton's youngsters put on a good display. And the clock ticks towards 7 p.m. as we await the referee's whistle to begin proceedings. And off we go. Ensign playing back to Lakarata Bua with a very long punt upfield, which is nodded back towards the Charlton goal. Amissa in midfield manages to play it out to Amoa. Ruben Reid getting his first couple of touches on the ball. It's a block and it bounces out for a Charlton throw in, advanced in the Ipswich territory. Deontay Davies prepares to take this throw in for Charlton, a player that's been at the club since under 10s level. An important evening for him this evening. He'll be looking to make an impression playing up an age group as Charlton look to build down this left hand side. That's a smart turn from Casey, and despite the little tug on the shirt, turns his body, looks to get the ball forward. It will roll out for an Ipswich Town goal kick. I mentioned that the visitors come into this game on good form off the back of their really good performances in the league. They have a player actually on the bench who was nominated for the Player of the Match award, but it was a defeat against Sunderland previously, which again just showcases how competitive football can be and how unpredictable almost at this level. And that's a nice bit of work in midfield by the Addicts, who have possession over on the far right hand side. Brown getting involved, the challenge comes in, the appeals for a free kick go the way of the hosts. Brown gets back up quickly to take, and Charlton look to build from defence. And the two centre backs just passing between themselves, waiting for the right option. And that's a nice ball over the top, searching for Ensley. It falls to Casey, can't get the ball around his man. Ipswich defending well, and that's read well by Brown. And here's Enslin. Good feet from Enslin, plays it out to the right hand side, also making the offer for the return ball, but instead Tago links up with Brown. It's some really nice work from the Addicts, and Enslin's in on goal, plays it back to Casey, and Charlton get off to a fantastic start, breaking the deadlock within the opening 3 minutes, and it is a brilliant attacking move, patient down the right hand side, and he's a man who's really finding his form. Scored a brace last time out for the Addicts, and he scores his first in this competition. Patrick Casey fires Charlton ahead. Boss Chris Solly in his technical area, applauding the bright start his young team have made. It was all a bit congested in the build-up in midfield, but Charlton were able to pick up possession down that right-hand side and build a really strong attacking move, which will add a further spring in the step in the early stages here at the Valley. there was me saying this was Patrick Casey's first goal in the competition. I stand corrected because, of course, he did score in that epic comeback against Leicester City. So a second for the young Irishman in this competition. A really smart finish, wasn't it? Clinical in the box. As Ipswich look to draw an instant response. The ball's latched on to by Reid, who has pace to burn. Will look to drive into the box if he can. He has blue shirts for company, Reid. That's a smart little move. The shot comes in, it's blocked. Foul by Reid wins Ipswich the decision. Just allows them to take the sting out of that Charlton attack. Both players going up for the ball, neither able to make that first bit of contact, but the seconds is picked up by Ipswich, and then the challenge is a well-timed one by Sam Washington Amoa. Charlton have ably defended their box in these opening 5 minutes. Ipswich yet to make a foray into it. And Lennon largely untroubled in these opening exchanges. Charlton's back four looking to push up really high and shape behind the ball. The organisation absolutely key to the setup for the home team. As the long ball will look to be dealt with by Hunter, who plays it back to McLaw. The ball bounces and is then nudged in field by Casey Enslin with a ambitious pass. He's quick enough to meet it though. What a fantastic bit of work by Bradley Tago. Decent tempo to this group game so far. Good intercept there from Davis. On his toes, read the play really well. This is Charlton's third match in the competition. They've played against Leicester and Preston already, a 2-1 victory against Preston. They went behind in that game. Came back courtesy of the two young men who aren't available tonight due to injury, Henry Ryler and Emmanuel Sol-Loza. And then of course that was the epic thriller of a game against Leicester. Charlton found themselves 3 goals down in 66 minutes and then scored 3 in 5 minutes to level before managing to secure the winner. A long searching ball forwards. Tago retrieves possession and then plays it back to Brown. Home, and then the long ball forward. Enslin will try and take control of, chests it really well on that halfway line. Looks to spray it out to the left-hand side where Reid resides. Chris Solly and Chris Locke, who will be watching from further afield tonight. Chris Locke's been involved in supporting England's young stars of the future. Both will be so pleased after the disappointing exit in the London Senior Cup with how the team has started. The offside flag there, thwarting that attack, but it's been a bright start after that narrow loss. That's a smart move down the left-hand side. Brown will stretch out his right leg and then just draws the foul in. Ethan Brown, who just, I have to draw the comparison with Kane Ramsey. Not only do they wear the same shirt number, but it's the strapping round the left hand as well. Really brings echoes of the first team player. And both have a similar style, actually. Both really, really aggressive defensively, love to get forward. Mentioned Ethan Brown's goal in that match against Leicester City. Perhaps one day he could be the type of player that plays alongside Ramsey in the first team. Certainly got the potential. Been with the club, of course, since under 12s. Had his whole footballing education pretty much here at Charlton Athletic. As has Hunter, who plays it out to the left-hand side to Ruben Reid. And Ipswich looking to play those long balls and getting their front men involved as quickly as possible. The back heel was chased by Hunter. And Reid now can look to gain some ground. Nice turn, smart work. Brown has both distribution and the ability to carry the ball for Charlton. He's offering a short pass, but instead it's played forward to Tago, then eventually back to Brown. And here's McLaw. Langer Espo is probably one of the more experienced in the side this evening. Signed a new long-term deal with the football club back in January. Has had experiences stepping up into the first team environment. Nathan Jones has spoken about how much he admires the defender's athleticism and quality. And he can slot in anywhere really in the defence. I've seen him play in a full-back role tonight, of course, in that centre-back position, which is always a good trait to have as a defender, that ability to mould into formations and tweaks when required, especially as I mentioned at the start, this under-21s team does have a few injuries at the moment, a few players unavailable, some going out on loan and gaining some really great experience, which gives me the opportunity to tell you just how well Tommy Reid's doing. The young Charlton goalkeeper kept a clean sheet for Sutton in their massive win against Halifax Town in the National League. And as we've heard the club's hierarchy talk about the mixture of loan experiences and players getting experience at this under-23s level, the likes of Kai Enslin, who feeds it out to Patrick Casey, the goal scorer, whose cross loops into the back of the 6-yard area. Ipswich forced back all the way to their keeper. We'll try again, this time down the right to build something to trouble Charlton Athletic. That's a smart pass. The vision was there, and as was the execution. All Ipswich's outfield players now in the Charlton half. There's space on this right hand side too, and that's going to be picked out. Reid's press is good, and Ipswich stringing the passes together, trying to thread a way through, and that will be seen securely by Davies. And those who follow the under-21s won't need me to point out no captain Keenan Goff this evening. He's been heavily involved in the first team in recent weeks, and during the international break the news was announced that he'd signed a new long-term contract with the club. A player who joined at under-9s level, signed his first pro deal back in 2023, featured in Nathan Jones's last two championship squads, made his senior debut earlier on in the season against Cambridge in the Carabao Cup. And Nathan Jones has seen enough in the way that the young man acquits himself at first team level to want to secure his services for a little bit longer, but because of that, of course, he's not involved this evening, but I'm sure he is either here somewhere in the valley watching, or maybe even watching this right now. And if you are Keenan, congratulations on your new deal. First quarter played in this evening's Premier League Cup group stage game. The Addicts 1 goal to the good, courtesy of Patrick Casey's early opener. And Charlton have been really, really sharp defensively. Not been much to have to defend against in terms of those entries into the final third. But Ipswich are looking to change that right now. Ball's blocked and recovered by Lakaratha-Boa, and then McLeod punts it into the Ipswich half. Ipswich Town enjoying the share of possession, had a lot of time on the ball so far this evening, but Charlton doing a good job in making it hard for them to utilise it properly as we await the referee's decision about which way that throw-in is going to go. It's the way of the boys in blue. You can see a couple of Charlton subs watching as they warm up. On the bench for Charlton tonight is George Hardy, Jacob Saffa, Paris Locke, Ellis McMillan and Tate Elliott. There's some really interesting individual battles going on all across the park, and over on this far left-hand side as well. Some good work from Charlton to win the throw-in, and they can start up an attack of their own. Brown shoved 2 hands straight into the back, right under the nose of the referee, and Charlton have a free kick in the centre circle, although Brown looks to take it a couple of yards outside, right on the halfway line. Ensdon sets Reid on his way. Reid 1v1 will gain entry into the box. Ruben Reid towards the byline he goes, and the touch comes off of the Charlton youngster. You could see the ambition in the thinking, looking to try and be that creative spark and magic in the box for the Addicts. Played short, and that's really, really good pressure, almost paying off there for Washington and Moa. That's the kind of aggression and attack that's required, and those kind of high turnovers can often be punished and result in a goal as well. ball goes long, and Boa showing the physicality to shrug off the challenge behind him to head the ball again forwards. And Brown now retreats a few yards, looks to shape his body to offlay the pass. That's nice work, really nice work, as defence turns to attack for Charlton. And this is about as advanced as Ipswich Town have been with their attacks. The cross comes in, controlled by Brown, under pressure. The youngster does well. Tago now. Controlling tight space as well between the two of them. But eventually the pressure takes its toll, and Ipswich have the ball centrally. Just took a couple of moments there for the Ipswich Town player to get back up on his feet. He is, and will be able to take the throw in for the visitors, halfway, almost in the Charlton half. There's lots of bodies over on that left-hand side, but Ipswich Town managed to carry the ball and then get the cross in. It's a testing one, needed to be dealt with. It was. But this attack is far, far from over from the visitors. They look to build again. Oh, there's a lot of blue shirts for Tago to try and negotiate his way around. It was a optimistic looking breakaway, but Ipswich had far too much cover, and they now have the ball at the boot of their centre back. Now the goalkeeper will scan his options and look to play it long. It bounces and could have been tricky for Davies, but he does well. Some real composure in the way that Charlton are dealing with this Ipswich Town threat. Casey's getting involved now. The centre-back dropping deep to try and help Charlton get some more time on the ball. Davies to Hunter. Benson's fouled, and it's a free kick for the Addicts. A chance to get some of those tall commanding centre-backs a little bit higher up the pitch. Maybe Charlton will look to use this to go direct, or maybe a little short routine from the training ground. Just need to hold up play as laces need to be tied up. And one of the things you may or may not know, but might have spotted so far this evening, is there's a number of Charlton Athletic players wearing black boots and others wear coloured boots. It's part of the academy, I suppose, rules and regulations. Maybe it's more of a tradition. Tradition's probably the better word. That all of the academy players wear black boots when they sign their first professional contract. That's when they then have a bit of a choice. Some might elect, like Boa, he's still got black boots on, but I think that's a really nice tradition. That's loose from Ipswich Town. It could be punished. It forces a good save. It was Bradley Tago, who was on his toes, intercepted the ball, took a touch and then fired the shot, aiming for that bottom right hand corner, and then the outstretched glove of the Ipswich Town keeper pushing it out wide, and Charlton as a result have a corner. There's a short option, actually there's a couple of short options for Kai Enslin, and the Charlton players just pointing out that maybe their opponent needs to go back a little bit further. It's going to be a short corner routine. Enslin, his cross at the back post towards Casey. Did that touch an arm? No appeals from the players. The challenge comes in. You probably picked up the crash of the Ipswich player gliding into the advertising board. Player's going to be paused temporarily as there is an Ipswich player who took a crunch off that build-up play from Kai Enslin, who looks like he requires physio treatment, or at least a moment or two to get back up on his feet, as we see a replay of that effort from Charlton, who are 1 goal to the good here as we pass the 25-minute mark. Charlton players making their way over for some refreshment, for some words of wisdom from the coach and staff. And as we have this pause, it gives me the chance to remind you that, of course, in a few days' time there is a huge game here at the Valley. Charlton Athletic return from the international break, ready to host Southampton. And from what I've been reading online, what I've been seeing on social media, it is set to be the biggest crowd of the season for a championship encounter. So if you haven't purchased your ticket yet, I don't know what you're waiting for. Head to the club website at half-time, get your tickets, be a part of it, support Nathan Jones and the boys. It's going to be a big test, a tough test. Southampton are full of quality, and your support really does make a difference. We heard Sonny Carey talking about it earlier on in the show, and you can catch that interview between he and I on the club's YouTube at some point this week, definitely before that game on Saturday. It was great to sit down with Sonny and reflect upon the amazing start he's made to life at the club. And we restart here as Ipswich look to try and catch Charlton out cold, but Deontay Davis uses his body well, shadows the ball out for a throw-in. Davies will take the throw, tries to feed it to Casey, who has 2 Ipswich Town players for company. And just for those who are unaware about the structure perhaps of this competition, this Premier League Cup was introduced back in the 2013-14 season. It's played in a quite similar format to the UEFA Champions League, in the sense that there's 32 clubs split into group stages, 8 groups of 4. Each play each other home and away, and the top 2 teams enter the knockout phases. So whilst Charlton sit top of their Group C at the moment, there is of course a very long way to go. Charlton are first, Preston second, Ipswich third, and Leicester City at the bottom, having lost both of their games so far, including that 4-3 thriller, that's easy to say, against Charlton. All of these group games need to be played by the end of the year, I believe, so it's going to be a busy few weeks for the under-23s. 2 home games to come, both will be at Prince's Park, which you can watch live on Charlton TV, or head down and support the boys in person. Preston coming up on the 2nd of December, and then Leicester on the 16th. Kai Enslin just too physical there, and it's an easy decision for the referee to give. approaching the 30-minute marker. Still just the one goal that came in the opening 2.5 minutes. The difference between these two teams. Oh, and just that tiny little bit of hesitancy there was capitalised upon by Reed. Reed switched over to that right-hand side. Tago over to their left now. But Ipswich react well, and they now have the ball. Chris Solly just giving the ball back to the Ipswich Town player. And what better role model could these young boys need than a gaffer like Chris Solly, who came through the academy here at Charlton himself. Went on to play 313 games for the club. Started at the academy 20 years ago, back now as a manager. He knows what these scenarios are like to play, and he can just give that unique advice and expertise. As the long shot comes in, and that's forced a save from Lennon McClurg, and for a goalkeeper who's had very, very little to do in the opening 30 minutes. He's stayed switched on, he's stayed alert, and he's pushed that out for an Ipswich Town corner, their first of the game. It's time now for us to see Charlton organise in preparation for this dead ball delivery to come in. We can see the 6-yard box is marshalled by 4 Charlton players. The outskirts of the 18-yard area is looking busy as well. That's a good corner delivery. The header inwards, the touch and control before being laid back. Ball out now on the right-hand side, recycled in. That's a really good flicked on header. The follow-up not dealt with yet, and the foul goes the way of Charlton. But again, in 2 saves in the space of 2 minutes by Lennon McClurg, more than playing his part in keeping Charlton in the lead here. Ipswich Town showing plenty of intent to draw things level before the break. They've had the better of the chances in the last few minutes, and they look to go again. It's wave after wave of blue attack at the moment, and Charlton urged to get higher up the pitch and not invite too much pressure. Reed just unable to make the most of that for Charlton. Still 1 goal to the good. It takes 2 to deal with it, but Charlton have the throw in just inside of the halfway line. That's a brave header from Davies, and the foot was high, so the young left backs won Charlton a free kick in the Ipswich Town half, just about, I think. Davis plays it back, and Charlton have possession on the halfway line. That's smart work and almost a nice layoff. Has the ball taken a touch? It has. It's a throw in. Oh, this feels like the first really chilly night here at the Valley. The temperature's dropped. It's ice cold here in southeast London, but it's thanks to a red hot start from Charlton that they currently lead this group game. And we'll look to just extend that lead further before the half-time whistle blows if they can. Davies hooks it forward. Casey almost shoulders it and Ipswich seize upon the ball. And the connection there between midfield and that player out on the right-hand side means that Charlton have the ball back. Enslin. Tago. Just unable to get around his man. Casey will give chase, going from left to right to apply pressure, putting in all the hard work that's required when you're leading the line. It's not just about putting the ball in the back of the net, there's a lot more required from centre forwards. The Charlton captain unhappy with the challenge. It's the first yellow card of the evening. Leon Elliott enters the book. And for those of you who are perhaps a part of Valley Gold or really enjoy watching the younger teams here in Charlton's academy, you may or may not have seen the news that the draw's been made for the FA Youth Cup third round. Charlton's under-18s drawn away to Liverpool. What a great draw that is. So the youngsters head up to Liverpool FC's academy on Saturday the 13th of December. No, I'm just going to put it out there. If the first team could get a similar draw in the FA Cup, I would be very, very happy with that. But good luck to the under-18s. What a brilliant challenge of a tie that will be. We're into the final 10 minutes of the first half. The hosts 1-0 to the good. Could they go 2-0 up here? Fancy footwork from Ruben Reid. Just didn't make the decision in terms of what would be the best option. There were a few choices he could have made to his left and right, but there also, to be fair to the young man, were a lot of blue shirts around him. Ruben Reid, a player really beginning to show consistency at under 21s level. Washington Amoa holding up play, has Hunter to play back to, and that's probably the best decision he could have made. The centre-back finds Casey. Casey on the outskirts holds up the ball really, really well before playing it out to the right-hand side. There's a great overlapping run by Brown. Ensign plays it back to Casey, who's already scored one this evening. Thought he was going to pull the trigger for the shot. Plays it back to Hunter. And the pitch has all of a sudden got really, really loud as there's players aplenty offering for the ball. That's a nice hook. Brown's cross will be met by Tago, who twists and turns, trying to manufacture some space, and then comes down in the box. And the decision has gone the other way, which is a slight surprise, whether he thinks the Charlton man's gone down too easy or the challenge was the other way. And it's a skill you notice with a lot of these Charlton youngsters, whether they play in defence or attack, when they are getting involved, the quickness of feet really is super impressive. Enslin. Back out to Boa. Looks to play it long, and I think Casey would have been offside, and it's a bit too much for Tago to get onto. And the visitors do have a very, very experienced manager at the helm. John McGreal was a former player, helped Ipswich win promotion back in the 2000 playoff. Then had a spell at Colchester United. He was first team manager there, then another spell at Swindon Town before coming back to Ipswich to lead their youngsters. And I was watching recently an interview with the Tractor Boys CEO showcasing the training ground and facilities, and what they're looking to build at Ipswich is incredibly impressive, and a part of that is not just providing an environment for the first team, it was very much the academy as well. So you can only imagine that our visitors will go from strength to strength as those facilities develop. There's a little tangle going on between Enslin and the Ipswich Town player on a yellow card already. Not enough, of course, for a second yellow there, but that might be something Charlton look to target. Try and exploit that space with the man on the yellow card. This is definitely something to look to exploit. A free kick in a dangerous position for the Addicts, with 5 minutes left to go until half time. Enslin's delivery. Casey hooks back towards the penalty spot, headed away. Could be a really good counter-attacking opportunity for Ipswich Town, who charge forward here, and the shot comes in and Charlton go unpunished. Hunter was almost caught in two minds whether to go and engage with the player or protect the ground behind him, and it meant that the Ipswich Town forward was able to get the shot away. And arguably the visitors should be at least level at the break. That moment there, and a couple of good saves from Lennon McLaugh. Reed for Charlton down the right hand side, has three players to try and wriggle away from, and he does. Still has possession. Now it's Casey for Charlton, finds Enslin. Enslin cuts inside, takes the shot, it deflects out, and it will be a Charlton corner late into this opening 45 minutes. Another set-piece routine. The ball just about stays in play for Enslin to have another go at from the corner, and I would suspect that maybe this time we might see a more direct ball into the box. Still two options close by for Enslin, although those are ushered away and both arms are lifted aloft. Could we see Charlton double their advantage before the break? Enslin's left-footed delivery comes in. A misser. Has some bodies to aim for. There's also going to be an overlapping run. The cross comes in, it's well blocked. Hunter can recycle, he chests it down, and then the ball sent up into the sky. Reed. Ball hit forward. Tago will give chase. The box is marshalled well, but Reed now to charge away. Will it fall kindly for Reed? It does. Reed with the shot, and that's an excellent save. And that is as close as Charlton have come to doubling their lead. George Barrett denies Reed, who had the goal open at his mercy. A shot with plenty of power, and another Charlton Athletic corner, which could well be the final piece of action we see before the half-time whistle. I've not been a very good commentator because I haven't kept my eye out. I don't know if the fourth official has lifted the board aloft yet. I will keep my eyes peeled and let you know. We've got about 30 seconds or so left to go. Ball comes in. Headed back towards danger. Bounces. Lakareta-Boa. Oh, and this is a chance for Charlton to double the lead. Oh, Ethan Brown knows it was a big opportunity, but this attack is still very much alive. Tago. Amoa. Washington Amoa's ball towards the back stick, and Ethan Brown's doing everything he can to try and claim the ball. I think the fourth official is indicating to the bench a couple of minutes of additional time. I haven't seen the board lifted aloft, but we have just had a spell of such good Charlton pressure. All eyes have been on that Ipswich Town goal. A misser. There's a bit of a tangle going on, and then the challenge does eventually go against Ethan Brown, and I think the referee wants to have a talk with both players here. No harm done, both back up on their feet, and Charlton have a free kick to defend. The referee's going to call things back and have a bit more of a talking to Ethan Brown. And the right back is told to get back in his place, and play resumes. Defending for Charlton Athletic to do late on, and fantastic work from Tago there. Shown really great energy to then pick back up the ball. Oh, and he's got pace to burn, and look, that would you imagine be a advantage played. Davies. Tago. Washington Amoa hits the deck, and Ipswich Town have a throw in. And that is the last bit of action in this first half in the Premier League Cup game between Charlton and Ipswich Town under 21s. It's a first half marked by one goal scored in the opening 3 minutes. Patrick Casey, who's been in fine form for the Addicts, finding the back of the net with a really, really clinical strike. It means that at half-time, it's Charlton Athletic 1, Ipswich Town 0. We look forward to seeing you back here on Charlton TV for the second half. Long shot comes in, and that's forced to save from Lennon McLaughlin. It's a good corner delivery. Header inwards, the touch and control being laid back. Wow, now on the right hand side, recycled in. That's a really good flicked on header. The follow up not dealt with yet, and the foul goes the way of Charlton, but again in Hello and welcome back to the Valley, a night under the lights that sees Charlton Athletic taking on Ipswich Town's under-21s in the Premier League Cup Group C game. Charlton Athletic currently 1-0 ahead, courtesy of Patrick Casey's early opener. Ipswich Town fought back and had some really, really decent chances. Lennon McLaugh with 2 good saves in quick succession as well. And the Addicts are back out for the second half in a chilly SE7, looking like the same 11 who started the match, with Lennon McLaugh in goal, Deontay Davies, Mason Hunter, Josh Lakarataboa, Ethan Brown. The back four, Ruben Amissa, Kai Ensign and Sam Washington-Amoa in midfield, Ruben Reid on one flank, Bradley Tago on the other, and then Patrick Casey leading the line. And Charlton fans won't be aware of this, but tonight I've got a young Charlton Athletic supporter alongside me. Alicia is 12 years old and massive, massive Charlton Athletic fan, and has given up her Tuesday evening to come and watch this game alongside me, because when she grows up she wants to be a journalist. And I know that Grandad and Nan are watching this, so shout out to you both. I hope that you're enjoying our coverage here on Charlton TV. We've got a young budding journalist ready to join our ranks here at Charlton TV when she finishes school. It's a great pleasure to have her alongside me as we prepare to start the second half. Charlton shooting towards an empty covered end, but nevertheless our iconic covered end, which has seen so many special memories, particularly in 2025. Our men's team have suffered just 1 defeat here all season. The women's team have gone undefeated across the whole WSL year, both home and away. Brilliant achievement from Karen Hills' side. And our under-21s aren't doing too bad here tonight either, in a game that's been very competitive and is set to be so for the next 45 minutes. And the visitors will get ready and get us started for this second period. Lakarataboa heads the ball back upfield, and now Amissa is on his way. That's a smart first-time ball, looking to unleash Reid. Charlton got off to a sharp start in the first half. Can they do so again in the second? Charlton currently sit top of Group C, 6 points out of 6. Reading, Sheffield United, Burnley, Swansea and Sunderland, the only other sides out of the 32 who've had a flawless winning start after so many games. Our opponents tonight, Ipswich Town, only playing the 1 game so far in the competition, and that was a 2-2 draw, I believe, against Preston North End. So Charlton will prepare to play Ipswich at their own patch in December on the 22nd, which must, I suspect, be the last game before their Christmas break. Ensign will try to get on the end of this, but the ball is read well by Barrett in the Ipswich Town goal. Challenge. In the middle of the park. It looks like a head injury, so play quite rightly paused. And this pause gives me opportunity to remind you once again that Charlton Athletic return to championship action this Saturday after the international break. Southampton are in town and the Valley is set to be packed. 23,000 expected, the biggest crowd of the season in the Championship so far. Fans will recall the last time we played here at the Valley ended up being pretty special, that 95th minute winner against West Brom, courtesy of the Ginger Genius, Sonny Carey. An interview with him will be coming out this week, sitting down in conversation with the Charlton forward who's won the Player of the Month award for the last 2 months, Goal of the Month as well for his strike against Ipswich Town. What a performance at Portman Road from Nathan Jones's side, a 3-0 victory. And there are some injuries affecting the squad, so your support is even more important. We look forward to seeing you here in a few days. A very talented young Ipswich Town team who have shown since going a goal behind they can cause a threat. A misser with the foul, and Ipswich Town back to 11 on the field. Nice play from the visitors. Good block from Reed. Davies, one of the number of under-18s featuring for the under-21s tonight, making that step up. Brown goes to engage and Lacker at the Boa will clear for Charlton. Two balls on the pitch, we need to get rid of one and end up getting rid of both if we're not careful. Throw in eventually taken. This is an opportunity for Ipswich Town. The shot comes in, it's a decent save, the follow-up, and what a brilliant challenge from Ethan Brown. I made comparisons between Brown and Kane Ramsey in the first team because the pair wear the same number shirt, because both have their left wrist heavily strapped, and because both put their bodies on the line. What an exceptional bit of defending from the young Charlton player, keeping his team ahead as Ipswich continue to probe and probe. Corner comes in, it's bobbling around the 6-yard area. Gathered by McLeod, got no choice in those kind of situations but to be brave. And the visitors picking up where they left off, really, from the first half, ending it strongly, probably enjoying some more time on the ball than the Addicts, but it's the Addicts who have the lead. And have arguably been a bit more productive than they have had it in their possession. Henry Ryler and Emmanuel Sol, those who have played lots of minutes for this under-21s team so far this season. Both miss out tonight due to injury. Both were on the score sheet when Charlton came from a goal behind against Preston. It's meant that some players have had the opportunity to step up, get minutes and gain experience, and they've done so ably so far this evening. Casey seizes upon the loose pass, and Patrick Casey with an audacious shot, going for the spectacular. It had the keeper backpedaling. If that had gone in, it would have been something quite spectacular. Then McClurg has gone down in the Charlton half. He needs treatment, which will see another pause to proceedings here in the second half. Players surrounding manager Chris Solly, receiving some instructions. Yet to play 10 minutes of this second half, but this in itself is almost like another follow-up mini team talk. One goal the difference. A well taken goal by Patrick Casey. A little over 2 minutes on the clock at the time. Continuing to receive treatment, but his teammates getting back into position, and it's Missa who's still receiving a bit of instruction over on the far side. Earlier on in the year we found out all about the EFL's productivity rankings, which saw the Addicts finish top in the EFL, the best category 2 club in terms of productivity. That's getting players from the academy into the first team, and the results were applauded by first team manager Nathan Jones. He said how the area produces the athlete and the club polishes, providing them with a pathway and a platform. And my goodness, how many young talents has this football club opened the door for? Least of all, Esri Konza, who of course got more minutes in an England shirt. He was actually here at the Valley supporting the boys in the match against West Brom, and it tells you everything you need to know about how clearly he values the club that he comes back to support us in the Championship. Enslin twisting, turning, shoved to the ground. Probably needed to lay it off a little bit earlier, and then he'd taken all the responsibility there. Reed tracking back, doing well. Here's Hunter. Smacks against the back, and that could bounce anywhere. Unfortunately for Charlton, Ipswich unable to latch onto it. The second goal would certainly calm the nerves a degree or two. Charlton looking to make it 3 wins out of 3 in this competition. That's a good ball down the channel. Brown stands it up and then is backed up. It must be so significant to these young players when they see so many peers who've come through the academy break into the first team. The likes of Miles Lieberman, Daniel Carnu, Ashley Maynard-Brewer. I mean, I could go on, and I think the fact that earlier on in the season in that Carabao Cup game against Cambridge that Charlton ended the match with 10 of the 11 players having come through the academy, it's something quite special. pass the ball down, left-footed down the left channel. Ipswich just showing more strength in midfield to win that battle and have possession over on the far right hand side, committing plenty of bodies forward. The block by Enslin and the ball goes out for the throw in. There are Charlton subs beginning to warm up, and that throw in almost catches Charlton out there. It will be a goal kick for the Addicts. Around, picked up. And Ipswich drive into the box, and it's a corner for the visitors, and some more pressure for Charlton Athletic to deal with as we quickly approach the hour mark. Boniface to take for Ipswich. The left-footed ball drilled towards that back post, and the runner was there. In terms of those options on the bench, Jacob Saffa, Paris Locke, Ellis McMillan and Tate Elliott amongst them. George Hardy, the goalkeeper, also on the bench for Charlton. Chris Solly and Dave Hussey are in deep conversation in that home dugout. Ball hooked forwards, no flag from the lino, but the ball bounces into the grateful gloves of Matt Law. It's Charlton who will be looking to impose themselves a bit more on this fixture. Haven't had too many touches towards that covered end. Patrick Casey's audacious shot from about 30 yards out. The sort of glimpse we have had as Ipswich, to their credit, really trying to come back into this group game. That's nice work, really smart work, and the finish, or the strike at least towards goal, cut out. Throw in for Ipswich Town. Ipswich winning the ball back on the halfway line. Have it in their own half, but plenty of options in front of Lewis. Far more tempo in Ipswich Town's play in this second half, causing Charlton a few conundrums, but every question posed so far, the Addicts seemingly have an answer for. Still 1-0 up. I understand there are a few familiar faces at the Valley watching this game tonight. We've spotted Jason Pearce keeping an eye, and this is an opportunity that again is wasted by Ipswich Town. It's Nelson Eze with the effort. As he looks up to the skies, I'm betting there's a million times in training he's slotting that home. But it whistles just wide to the left of Lennon McLaugh. Charlton putting in quite a shift this evening, even more so than Ethan Brown. He's back up on his feet. Ball forward, and that'd be nice if it could loft all the way to Ruben Reid, and the defender's done really well to prevent that from going out for a Charlton corner. But this is as advanced as we've seen Charlton in this second half. Really, really good work. The challenge comes in and can Ensley finish. He unselfishly lays it off. The offside flag is up. It was such an unselfish layoff by Kai Enslin then. Just wondered if he was going to tee himself up on an even foot really to take the shot. 20 minutes into this second half, and it's still Charlton Athletic 1, Ipswich Town 0. It does look like there's some activity going on in the Charlton Athletic dugout. A substitution could well be imminent. That's some brilliant work. The ball not dealt with, but the block and the recovery, you have to praise. The first phase of defending didn't go his way, yet nevertheless young Deontay Davies recovering well, and he looks to be in a bit of pain clinging onto his left ankle. The game is being allowed to play as Ipswich Town attack, and Charlton will look to probably get this out as quickly as possible so the youngster can receive some medical attention. But Ipswich Town still have it. Davies still on the floor. I mean, sometimes you do see the referee bring these things to a bit of a close if a player is in pain, but nevertheless Ipswich Town carry on. And now Enslin will play the ball out, and I don't think the Charlton Athletic players are too happy about that. That was a long, long time for the ref to let these things go on, and in particular keeper Lennon McLaugh unhappy. And look, I probably shouldn't condone this, but if it was my teammate, I think I'd do the same as well. But the remonstration's enough to earn the Charlton goalkeeper a yellow card, and it's probably why I should stick to commentating and not playing football. Davies isn't the only player down. I mean, Ethan Brown I've seen a couple of times look a little bit uncomfortable. So this could be a busy couple of minutes for Charlton Athletic physio. And we will see some changes for the Addicts. Coming off is number 7, Bradley Tago, to be replaced by Paris Locke. It could just be the solitary change, although like I say, there looks like there's quite a bit going on. Lots of chat between the players on the field, and the subs heavily layered up because it is a cold night in southeast London. The chill coming off of the Thames circles around the valley. And this is concerning for Davies, who is now receiving treatment by a couple of Charlton athletic physios and medical staff. Young man looks to be in a degree of pain, and I think that could well mean that we see another Charlton athletic change coming soon, which is a real shame because he's had such a good solid shift so far this evening. An under 18 stepping up to play under 21s. The stretcher unfortunately is being summoned on, and like I say, it was a bit of a shame the ball wasn't played out earlier, but these things happen. Hopefully this injury isn't as serious as it looks. Some changes for the visitors as well. Nelson Eze makes way. He's going to be placed by Luca Fletcher, who I mentioned in the first half, nominated for the League's Player of the Month for October. Charlie Wood also makes way. And here's the change that we anticipated, Jacob Safa coming on for Deontay Davis. And it goes without saying that we all hope this injury for the young Charlton athletic player is not a serious one. Davies will be stretchered off. I really hope this is far more precautionary than it is potentially serious. There's a warm ripple of applause for the Charlton teenager. And we're into the final 20 minutes, of course. And a lot for this Charlton side to do. They're going to have to refocus very quickly. That was a long pause to proceedings on a cold night, and despite seeing a teammate hurt, they have to refocus. Free kick for Charlton in their own half. Ruben Amisa-Tate. Relatively recent recruit for Charlton's under 21. Spent 9 years at Wimbledon's academy, had a loan spell at Marlow, and his loan spell turned into a permanent move here. Now, double change for Charlton. Adds a little bit of freshness. We'll get a glimpse of Paris Locke, who again is another player from the AFC Wimbledon ranks. Lots of non-league loan spells across the county of Kent in particular. Ball goes out for an Ipswich Town throw-in, a few yards away from the corner flag. been a tight, competitive game. 1 goal still the difference between these two teams in the Premier League Cup. And this competition actually has been won by clubs from the capital for the last 3 seasons. QPR are currently the holders. Fulham won previously and Brentford the year before that. Who knows, maybe a South East London side are due a win. If Charlton can preserve this 1-0 advantage, they will make it 3 wins out of 3 in the group stages. Chested down by a misser, through to Locke. Reed now. Oh, I just wondered if he was going to let go of the pass forward, but Reed does really well. He turns away, twists and collides with the Ipswich Town player. The shot comes in, it's a powerful one, and on the rebound, that is a fantastic save to deny Patrick Casey a second. Superb goalkeeping. This game could have been filled with far more goals, but down both ends, each goalkeeper has played their part. And that fingertip save thwarts the Addicts, who have a corner. The shot comes in, it's a powerful one, and on the rebound, that is a fantastic save to deny Patrick Casey a second. Short corner routine, Reed. Charlton maybe a little bit disappointed that corner didn't come to more. An overload on this left-hand side and Charlton have to recover. Space on the left hand side, perhaps a little bit too much time to get that cross in. The ball bounces and Reed sees out the danger. We are into the final quarter of an hour of this Group C game. A real battle, and it has been really from the very first whistle between red and blue. Safa will give chase and Casey will look to back it up with the press. Ever so close. Ipswich poised on the attack again. Long crossfield ball, watched all the way by Enslin, who's referred back to that left back role, highlighting once again his versatility in a Charlton Athletic shirt. As Reed glides forward, nutmegs the player, but so many blue shirts away, still manages to keep the attack alive somehow. This bit of a shirt pull that doesn't stop Patrick Casey, and Enslin finds Reed. Safa, Brown, Harris Locke now with the fancy feet. Back to Brown. Hunter now for Charlton. Brown challenges and seconds picked up by Locke. Brown with a nice turn and a little bit of room to manoeuvre into the area. Brown, and he can certainly pick out a shot if he wants to. Hits the deck. Referee quick and dismissing any, even half shout for a penalty appeal there. And Charlton subs are certainly giving them a little bit more of a buzz, a little bit more energy. This game's quite end to end as we enter the latter stages. And some frustration from Ipswich Town's centre forward. Been in a battle with both of Charlton's centre halves. And at Charlton will let the clock tick a little bit with this kind of set piece. Casey. Enslin. Back to Maclaw. Harris's flicked on header, which leads nicely to Safa. Hustling away, Safa charges forward, shrugged off the ball, and the decision goes Ipswich's way. I think the referee says there was a hand in the build-up there, and Charlton have to respond. Gone from an offensive situation to having to defend, a cross which will bounce and be received by Maclaw. Ipswich with space in the box. That's a testing ball, and it's a really unfortunate own goal that levels things for Ipswich Town. Charlton have defended stoically this second half, and it's so unfortunate that they come unstuck. Josh Lakarataboa puts into his own net, and look, centre-backs have to defend their box like that. It's one of those really unfortunate moments. But you have to credit the visitors. They have created many opportunities. They've looked very, very dangerous, especially in this second half. And they are level as we enter the final 10 minutes. Ball cleared by Hunter, thrown right outside of the Charlton Athletic technical area. See a little late twist in the tail. Stranger things have happened at the Valley in front of the covered end. Good defending from Hunter. Enslin. Washington and Moa doing enough to win Charlton a chance to test from a throw-in. Up next for the Addicts, Cardiff. They beat 6-1 back in January. They face on Tuesday the 25th of November, a week's time, a 2 PM kickoff at Prince's Park. It's a fixture you'll be able to watch on Charlton TV. We also have our monthly show coming up with Scott Minto, Steve Brown and Kevin Lisby, looking back on busy few weeks ahead of the international break. as I mentioned a couple of times this evening, it also is an opportunity to hear from your October Player of the Month, Sunny Carey. Plus lots more. Besides that, you can watch that on the Charlton Athletic YouTube channel. If you don't subscribe yet, that's another little thing to add to your to-do list, as well as making sure you've got your tickets for Southampton on Saturday. Free kick for Charlton to defend, headed away, and eventually Jacob Safa launches the ball long, and at the moment it seems to be sticking to the boots of a player in blue. There's a shirt pull, and easy free kick for Ipswich, who just take it quickly, and why not? They've got a really nice rhythm and flow about the way they're moving the ball. Ipswich Town. Could be consecutive draws for them in the competition, and the first draw perhaps for Charlton, but still plenty of time for both teams to go for it. And Amissa takes a tumble and play continues, but now here's Ruben Reid for the Addicts. That's the best ball forwards to Patrick Casey. Can Charlton get red shirts in the box? Yes, they can. It nearly falls Reid. There was a lot for Casey to do, and he did it. He served it. Charlton just unable to capitalise, and here's Jacob Safa, and the offside flag went up and it was saved anyway, but a gilt-edged chance for Charlton to regain their lead. And this game's momentum is swinging from end to end. Space down the right hand side for Ipswich Town to attack. They could go all the way, and the shots struck tamely, and it's a bit of a let off for Charlton. The threat that's been posed down that right hand side has been very, very testing this second half. Doing really well for Charlton. There's an option to his left hand side. The ball's a good one. Washington Amoa 1v1, cuts inside Washington Amoa's tricky feet, almost teed up nicely. Very Tyrese Campbell-esque, you might say. We're into the final few minutes of the 90 here, and play does come to a stop for this injury. A little stoppage, but no treatment required, and we'll restart soon, hopefully. Reid hustles away, wins Charlton a throw-in, takes it quickly. Washington Amoa tries to chest it down. Ball is cleared long, and it's a 1v1 situation that Langareth Boa is going to have to deal with. Does just about enough. But a bit of napping, and now Ipswich Town are on the attack, and Kai Enslin has to intervene, and it's a corner for Ipswich. Just 2 minutes left of the 90 to go. Ipswich Town are on the attack. That's a good delivery. The ball could bounce absolutely anywhere. It's cleared by Brown. headed back towards the Charlton goal, and Brown, the next couple of interventions, he's been absolutely outstanding in the right back role for the Addicts tonight. So much work rate and endeavour, and Brown has actually been handed a quick energy gel to fuel the minutes required, because I think we're going to have a fair few of additional time. Around about 90 seconds of the 90 minutes remain, and this could be a good attack for Charlton. That's a really nice ball played forward to Locke. Brilliant goalkeeping. Paris Locke denied. Smart ball from Reed to enable that to happen. Reed's looked really lively in these last few minutes. Just trying to make the break happen. And that's not bad at all for the Addicts to have a throw in so advanced. Casey. A misser. Some options over on the left hand side, plenty in fact, but I think it's going to be switched up. No, it's not. Good little disguise there from Amoa. Ethan Brown's hollering. He's hollering on this right hand side, get the ball to me. It's just whether the passing range is able to deliver it. Charlton forced back to Hunter on the halfway line. Less than 30 seconds to go until the full 90 minutes are up. The fourth official has indicated we'll have 9 minutes of additional time. Ipswich Town on the attack. The ball drilled into that 18-yard area. Suffer has options. Plays in Casey. His first touch is good. Second is decent. Will he get the shot away? Patrick Casey, he's teeing it up. Casey with the shot, saved, and then the rebound, tucked away. Come on! The substitute has come on and made a difference. Paris Locke restores Charlton's lead in added time. Casey's rebound fell kindly for Locke, who made no mistake with the finish. It was a nice breakaway move from the Addicts. The monster substitute Suffer out to the left-hand side to Casey, who took aim, and Locke just anticipated. And that's the kind of difference that Paris Locke will have wanted to make coming off of the bench. And again, it just helps when you have that little bit of extra freshness, the composure Charlton need to retake the lead. And I said something about this covered end and injury time winners, but I say that with fingers firmly crossed, of course, as there is plenty of time, a minimum of 9 additional minutes to be played. Patrick Casey's had to come off to receive some treatment. Ellis McMillan looks like he might be coming on for the Addicts. So Patrick Casey's last bit of action was playing a part in Charlton's goal. Scored and then effectively assisted, I suppose. Ball intercepted well by Reed. Saffa's making the run forwards. Reed finds the gap between the two Ipswich Town players and wins Charlton a free kick. And there's going to be a yellow card administered as well as Ruben Reed gets back onto his feet. Casey's back involved. Millen is putting his coat back on the Charlton Athletic subs bench. Enslim stands over this free kick for Charlton. Lock tracks back. Ipswich attack down the left-hand side. Cross comes in. This could be an opportunity for Ipswich to shoot, and the effort goes over the crossbar. And as this goal kick prepares to be taken, we will see another change for the Addicts. Ellis McMillan, the versatile midfielder, coming on in place of Patrick Casey, who opened the scoring, it feels quite a long time ago now, 90 plus minutes ago. He broke the deadlock in what has been a really competitive Premier League Cup group game. All about game management now for Charlton, who've battled and regained the lead. Millen gets his first couple of touches. A good header into the path of Safa, surrounded by blue shirts, still manages to find McMillan. Charlton on the attack. It's opening up quite nicely. Here's Ruben Reid to put the game to bed. Turns around, thinks he should have a corner, but the effort didn't take a touch off an Ipswich Town player, so the visitors will take the goal kick and take it quickly too. A little too quickly, the ball has to be stopped and then restarted, and off we go again. 9 minutes of additional time. And Charlton keeping hold of the ball well. Jacob Safa won't give up, but a little bit too much contact. We can only have a few minutes left to play. Of course, it's all at the referee's discretion, and within this additional time we've had the celebrations from the Charlton second goal. So your guess will be as good as mine as to when this contest will eventually come to an end, but one thing's for sure is Charlton need to keep their concentration levels and work rate up till the very, very end. The ball fired down that right-hand side. A missile with an important touch, and Hunter able to boot upfield, and Charlton can look to press with McMillan. Charlton's shape and organisation behind the ball is going to be imperative for the next couple of minutes. In particular, Ipswich looking to find a way to break the Addicts' defence down. Good work from the Charlton youngsters. Yet again, here is Washington and Moa out to Ruben Reid. It's a heavy touch, and the challenges are coming in, and play carries on as well. The referee very happy with that. Throw in for Ipswich. Ruben Reid looks absolutely spent. He has not stopped running all game. His stats must be incredible, and just a little encouraging word from the manager just to get up, but probably a bit of a dead leg or something. I imagine it is a very cold night, and you wouldn't want to be sat on the deck for no reason, and he will require some treatment. Just having, I think it's the left leg stretched out, a little bit of cramp. Reid is actually moved off of the pitch to receive more treatment. It means Charlton are having to defend with 10. And that will be a fact not missed, of course, by Ipswich Town. I look to try and capitalise on having that player advantage as we enter the final few seconds. We're approaching the 99th minute. The cross comes in, it's a really good one. And the header glances wide. That might well have been the moment for Ipswich Town to level. And with Ruben Reid down, I think that's his evening. We're going to see the introduction of Tate Elliott, the Charlton centre-back who joined from West Ham. A bit of extra defensive cover for Charlton. The Charlton players asking the ref, how much longer, how much longer? This will be a game over the 100-minute marker. The Valley waits to hear the whistle sound. And it would mark a third win out of 3 in this competition. Charlton have really battled in each and every match so far in this competition. Firstly against Leicester, secondly against Preston, and tonight against Ipswich Town. They took the lead, found things level for an unfortunate own goal, and a little bit of late drama might just see the young team accrue 9 points out of 9. There really cannot be too much longer left to play. Brilliant work to just keep pressing the ball, limiting the available obvious options for the visitors. We've played over 100 minutes. The Charlton bench want to know how much longer's left. Appeals to the referee to wrap this evening up. Ipswich Town have possession. Brilliant work, hunger and desire from the Addicts. And McMillan can carry the ball home, might even take the shot as well, and that wasn't too far off. It's the final bit of action of this evening, as Charlton's under-21s make it 3 wins in 3 in the Premier League Cup. They took the lead courtesy of Patrick Casey in the opening couple of minutes. Ipswich Town battled back and equalised. And then, in injury time, substitute Paris Locke was able to earn the Addicts 3 valuable points in the competition, which means here at the Valley at full time it finishes Charlton Athletic under-21s 2, Ipswich Town 1. Thank you for joining us on Charlton TV. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and we'll see you again very soon.